What are 5 things every presenter needs to know about people? Let's find out. So by the way, if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Number 1 thing you have to know about our attention spans. As you know, people have limited attention spans, right? And TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Reels, they all don't help. They make it worse and worse, and attention spans are getting shorter and shorter and shorter. Most research shows that grown-ups have an average attention span of 10 to 20 minutes. And then there's crazy research like the goldfish theory that we have shorter attention span now than a goldfish, which is 9 seconds, and we now have 8. And the truth probably lies somewhere in the middle. But for you as a presenter, you really have to realize attention spans are getting shorter, so you have to make it more interesting. So how can you keep your audience's attention? Well, a couple of things you can do. You can cut your presentation down and short into smaller segments. Yeah, cut it into smaller parts and deliver each part one by one. You can increase visuals in your presentation. You can share more stories, and you can overall make it much more interactive. So try these out to get the attention back. Number 2 thing you have to know about people is you got to create emotional engagement with your audience. Yeah, you got to create a presentation where you make that emotional connection with your audience. And what are the best ways to do it? Stories are an amazing way, right? Humor is an amazing way. Sometimes shocking things that create emotions are an amazing way too. So think about how can you add more emotion to make your presentation stand out more. Number 3, very simple. In your presentation, use more visuals, yeah, especially on your slides, but you can also use the whiteboard as well. If you don't use visuals, you're really only engaging half the brain of your audience. Yeah, as you know, half of our brain is based in facts, language, logic, right? This here, the left part connected to your right hand, and the other side is really based on emotion, creativity. So you want to really bring this one out as well. And visuals are a shortcut. They're a fast way to do it. You gotta include visuals in your presentation. If you don't do it yet, you want to become better and better and better at it. The 4th thing you have to understand about people is really that each audience has their own needs and their own preferences. And most people never think about that. Most people use the kind of the cookie cutter approach. Every presentation for everybody is the same. Terrible. Imagine you work in a company and you are presenting to the big CEO versus newcomers. Would you deliver the presentation in the same way? Maybe it's almost the same contents, right? But you would deliver it very differently based on their needs and based on their preferences as well. And the best thing you can actually do is go into the mindset that even while you're preparing your presentation, you start thinking about what your audience's needs are and create in that way. And then you focus on their unique situation and create it that way and deliver it based on that as well. And that is how you can have a much better audience connection. And number 5 thing you have to know is about information overload. Well, really it's more about avoiding information overload. Almost all presenters that I see overload their audience with information. Yeah, there's just too much going on the slide. You want to share too much, you cram too many words into your slides, and overall you just share too much. You got to simplify. You gotta simplify. It's so critical that you do that. So cut your presentation down into smaller chunks. Delete a lot of your text. Yeah, if you have to share a lot of information, don't throw it all at your audience. That's true information overload. But share it basically step by step. And overall, you really wanna ask yourself, what are really your key messages? If you had to cut short your whole presentation, 90%, what would be your key messages? Yeah, if you had to simplify the whole thing, let's say you have 20-30 slides, all jam-packed with information. What if you had to cut it down to 5 key messages that you put on 5 slides? How would you shorten it down? Think about it, okay? It's a great exercise, even if it's just a mental exercise to help you focus. So comment down below one time, what was your biggest takeaway, your biggest lesson? Yeah, any questions you might have for me as well. Again, if you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And most importantly, I really look forward to seeing you for the next video.